What's up, guys? Welcome to Monday Night War, Season 5, Episode 6. I am Chad Talks, and joining me, as always, is Jmack Gaming.
It's been a while since you had to do that intro. You flubbed it up.
I know. You fucked up. You fucked up.
Chad, what?
I was like, I can't mess it up. It's been too long, and then I did.
Welcome back to the Monday Night Wars. It's been a couple months. We took a couple months break off. Just cause sometimes I need it.
Yeah.
Your work.
I think we both needed it. Yeah, we work.
Your work
just
sucks.
Holidays.
Yeah, holidays. Yeah, because I was home. I didn't work for 2 months. The 2 months in between episodes, I was home every goddamn day. There was no excuse for me to not record, but just work, holidays, work. You know how it is.
Sometimes you just want to chill.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to chill. And that leads us to this episode where Chad scrambles to get everything together, and I have to remember what I booked everything. I don't remember. Let's start this.
My notes. I looked at my notes and had 4 matches booked, and I said, "Well, that's just not right."
And I've had everything booked in the game. I just had to refresh myself in the last couple 24 hours. But Chad, are you ready for WWE Battleground? One of the bigger shows that we produce every year in terms of the quantity of matches. I think we got 10 matches you can see on the left-hand side of the screen. That is the card for tonight. Some massive matches, including the in-ring return of Stone Cold Steve Austin. A massive match there. Brock Lesnar also defends his World Heavyweight Championship against Shannon Moore. And our main event, in the same event that he won the belt last year, you can see on the right where he defeated The Undertaker to win the WWE Championship. Misawa defends it in a fatal 4-way against Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Shinya Hashimoto. This is turning up to be one of the bigger cards of the year. Chad, on that left-hand side, what match are you most excited for?
Oh, I can't wait to see Shannon Moore in the main event. That's crazy.
Former WCW World Heavyweight Champion Shannon Moore getting an opportunity to become a WWE World Heavyweight Champion, taking on Brock Lesnar. We're here live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we are set to bring you an unbelievable show. Let's get into it. Let's start the show with backstage. We got there was some beef on SmackDown the last few weeks, and that all had to do with the turn on his fellow teammate Chris Daniels. Scott Garland, formerly known as Scotty 2 Hotty.
I was gonna say, that's Scotty 2 Hotty, isn't it?
He has beaten down his friend Chris Daniels, and he has joined the family with Stevie Richards, Chad. The Fallen Angel is what they're calling him.
Fallen Angel.
Scott, the Fallen Angel Garland.
He turned on the mole.
He turned on the rat, the mole, Chris Daniels, Chad. And this is just a recap of what's going on. This match happened on SmackDown, unfortunately. We could not fit it on the card, but we just wanted to give a recap of what's going on here tonight. Scott Garland joining Stevie Richards because if you look at our injury report, I think the rest of the family are hurt right now as Chris Harris.
It's time to call in the distant family.
Chris Harris got a tumor, I think. Mike.
Oh, God. God.
What? I'm not joking. Let's go look real quick.
Oh, God.
Chris Harris, brain tumor. Mike Sanders, semi-severe spinal column, out for 8 months. All right? They've had some injuries, brother.
It's kind of weird that Chris Harris, otherwise known as Braden Walker, who had known catchphrase, "I'm gonna knock your brains out," has a brain tumor.
Yeah. We are opening match in the pre-show. Lance Storm taking on Jerry Lawler Jr. Jerry Lawler Jr., he's an idiot, Chad, but he's a lovable idiot. And he went to Eric Bischoff and said he wanted a match with Storm. He wanted to take on Storm. What Eric Bischoff heard was, okay, Lance Storm. What Jerry Lawler meant was he wanted to take on
Not Devin Storm.
Johnny Storm, the cruiserweight champion.
Johnny Storm.
And he wanted a cruiserweight championship match, and Eric Bischoff said, here, you got Storm, and he gave him Lance Storm. And Jerry Lawler still came out victorious here in 1443 in the pre-show with a Tennessee Jam.
Hell yeah. Damn, he still beat Lance Storm. No.
He's a lovable idiot. He's very good. And Lance Storm.
Wasn't Lance Storm like in the middle of a push?
No,
with you?
he never got a push.
No?
He puts on, no. Speaking of men who are on a push but just can't get anything going, C.W. Anderson on the pre-show defeating La Parka here in 1440 with a spine buster. We'll probably see on SmackDown C.W. Anderson getting pissed off that once again he is on the pre-show. Once again, he's defeating a man that, no offense to La Parka, isn't going to help him elevate his status in the main event scene, because C.W. Anderson has been on a roll but hasn't seen anything come out of it. He's now 11-3 in this year. He was in the final four of the Royal Rumble. He won the Survivor Series team, or the 5-on-5 for his brand. He's done a lot. He's made some major moves, but he just can't get the respect from the management, and that's getting to C.W. Anderson here, Chad. And I think the frustrations are finally going to come to a blow here in the next upcoming weeks. So be prepared for that. But I think that's the end of the pre-show. We get to the main show right here. No, I lied. Hikari Fukuoka taking on Ayako Hamada. There we go. 2 months off will make me forget the pronunciations of these wonderful women's names. And Hikari beats Hamada in 15-2 with the Zack Ryder kick, 66. That leads us to the beginning of the show. Live from the Milwaukee Mecca.
What's the theme song for Battleground?
What, 2003? It's Move Bitch, Get Out the Way by Ludacris.
That's a fun gimmick that we should do. I'll think about what the 2003 track is for Great American Battle.
Yeah. We'll just keep doing that.
What good rock song came out?
Yeah, I was literally going to think just some summer theme anthem by Kid Rock for you, brother. Welcome to Battleground, Chad. We have a massive card ahead of us, and after all this preparation, I didn't take a picture of the card. Unbelievable, but I think I remember me booking it, so we're gonna move on with it, because we start off the show with an opening matchup here, Chad. We saw this last month at Vengeance. It's Chris Jericho and it's Christian, two men that just don't like each other, former US members, former United Empire of Canada. Is that how it? United Canadian. There we go. They fought each other last month. Christian got the win. They continued brawling the last few weeks on SmackDown, Chad, and has now led to this match here. There has been no running because Jericho has been trying to catch Christian, but Christian just kept running away. The coward that Christian Cage is. That's what the double C stand for. Not Christian Cage. It's Coward Cage. Chris Jericho keeps calling him. And now they are trapped tonight, Chad, in the opening match in a cage. You want to call yourself Christian Cage? You're going to be locked in a cage. It's Chris Jericho. It's Christian Cage. In a cage match, Chad. A cage in a cage is what they're calling it. Who do you have in this matchup?
I have... Man, it's tough because I want both of these two to do really well and have big pushes. But I am going to say, now is the time for the Christian Cage push. I'm going to say Christian Cage.
Christian Cage, you're going to pick Christian after winning last month. You're going to pick him again inside the cage.
Yep.
All right, that's a good pick. These guys have a great match, Chad. Christian spending most of the match either trying to run away or gets his one up and pokes Christian in the eye and takes advantage of him, using the cage as a weapon towards Chris Jericho. But the finish of this match, Chad, is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho Christian's trying to get out of the cage. He's crawling. The door's open, and Chris Jericho he grabs his legs and throws him back, and he tries to escape the cage. But then these two men come up and slam the door on Chris Jericho's head, and then Christian Cage walks out of there because the two men walk into the cage. They start beating him up. It's actually three men. There's one man.
Is it Luchasaurus and Wayne? What is it? Whatever his name is.
I don't know. Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne.
I forgot
that. Is it Nick Wayne's dad?
See, the problem is that this gimmick was made before that gimmick was made. So now I'm pissed off that this is happening. Christian Cage defeats Chris Jericho in a cage match in 1933 when Christian escapes the cage. And these three men, you don't know who they are. Well, you actually do know one of these guys. It's John Bradshaw Layfield, the Money Man, and the Jablowski twins. The Christian Coalition, Chad.
Nice. Gene and Chet Jablowski.
The muscle and the money and the brain. Christian Cage. Nice. Unbelievable. The Jablowskis are here, Chad.
Man, I love that gimmick. Nice. I like that picture of JBL with a cigar in his mouth too.
Yes. Yep. Finally found something.
Is he like the financial backer of the Christian Coalition?
Yep.
Nice.
And the
Jablowskis. That's a good.
And Jablowskis are the muscles. I finally found something for JBL to do. Finally, nice. Maybe this will be the push he needs.
The thing that gets him over. Finally.
We move on. Kevin Kelly talks to Shannon Moore about his upcoming title match, and he asks him, Shannon, this is the biggest match of your career, and that's saying a lot, being that you've been in the ring with the likes of Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels. You've rose to the top in the other company, and now you have the chance to do the exact same. Shannon Moore, what is going through your head? And Shannon Moore says, look, I'm not nervous at all, Kevin, because I have been here before. Anyone that's ever watched wrestling before can understand and agree that Shawn Michaels is one of the best of all time. And I beat him. I pinned him in the middle of the ring to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And last week you saw my prowess. You saw my skill when I hit my finisher on Brock Lesnar and made him get out of the ring. I stood tall last week on Monday Night Raw. I took it to the beast, and tonight I will do the exact same thing. When no one thought I could over there, I did it. And now that the same philosophy, the same mindset is being thought about me here tonight, I'm going to prove every single hater wrong. And when that bell rings and the referee raises a hand up, it's not going to be Brock Lesnar's. It's going to be Shannon fucking Moore's. Shannon Moore, Brock Lesnar. World title match later tonight. But up next, Chad, it's the SmackDown Tag Team title match. Paul London and Brian Kendrick, who won the tag team titles at WrestleMania, beating the final bosses of Kojima and Hashimoto, take on Silvana Granier and Rob Conway, one-time SmackDown Tag Team champions, La Resistance. Chad, who do you have in this matchup here?
Listen, La Resistance have got hit by cars before.
They have gone through it. They have gone through it. They won a SmackDown Tag Team title tournament to get this number one contenders opportunity, Chad. So this is a big match here.
And how long have London and Kendrick been tag team champions again?
2 months.
2 months? Okay.
2 months.
I think they will retain their belts tonight.
Is it just because it was only 2 months?
You
changed your mind as soon as you heard 2 months.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had all my facts before I make my decision.
Well, Chad.
A tournament.
In a great match, London and Kendrick do defeat La Resistance in 1940 when Paul London, who has been on one of the biggest roles you could ever believe in, pins Rob Conway with the London Calling, making this defense number 2 of the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Paul London, a 91 in ring, Chad. A 91. Not an 81, a 91. We move backstage. Kurt Angle is being interviewed by Kevin Kelly. Same thing. Kevin's like, Kurt, obviously, World Championship gold has been the only thing on your mind since last year when you were the interim World Championship, and you've come close, but there's always been that thorn in your backside, and that has been Triple H. But the last couple weeks, last couple months, you've been on good terms. You even beat the final bosses, handing Misawa his first ever pinfall loss in WWE tonight on the eve of 1 year of Misawa being world champion. Can you do it? And Kurt Angle says, look, Kevin, I won the Olympics with a broken frickin' neck. It's true. It's true. And when I walk in there, it doesn't matter if you put Triple H next to me. It doesn't matter if you put Hashimoto. It doesn't matter if you put Stone Cold Steve Austin, big cheer. I'm going to walk in there. There's been one dream, one determination. When I wake up, the only thing I think about is WWE World Heavyweight Championship gold. And tonight, there's nothing and no one that can stop me from winning this title. We move on, Chad, to the next match. Teddy Hart and William Regal. William Regal puts his Intercontinental Championship on the line tonight, Chad. A title that he won at WrestleMania. A common theme here tonight. Against Teddy Hart, Chad. Chad, can you tell me who William Regal defeated to win the IC belt? Let's see. Can Chad remember? Can Chad remember two pay-per-views ago?
All the way back to Mania, 2 pay-per-views ago. Who was the Intercontinental Champion? Give me a hint.
No. So William Regal defeated IC champion Sean Morley for the belt.
Ah, that's right. I would have gotten there. If I would have spent a little bit more longer, I would have gotten there.
And Teddy Hart in a unbelievable
Triple H was in my head.
Upset in the first week of SmackDown here in this month, a couple weeks ago, and a triple threat match that had Sean Morley and Chavo Guerrero. Teddy Hart pinned Sean Morley to become #1 contender. The last couple weeks, though, William Regal kind of not respecting Teddy Hart a little bit because, Teddy Hart, he didn't have to do it the hard way like William Regal did. He didn't have to spend years in a different promotion, not being booked, not being used properly, having to manage some Samoan beast. Teddy Hart just, they plucked they look at his last name and said, this is what you get, whatever you want. They automatically respect you because you're a Hart, Teddy. William Regal had to do it the hard way. And the whole time, Chavo Guerrero is not happy about this because Chavo Guerrero did not get pinned in that triple threat match. He feels like he got robbed of this opportunity here. Now it's Teddy Hart, William Regal, Intercontinental Championship on the line, Chad. Who do you have?
I've got William Regal.
Chad's got William Regal, Chad. Chad. How many times do I say Chad in a video? Someone count and put it in the comments. Well, in a great match, Chad, due to some unbelievable interference right before the finish, William Regal's about to fucking hit the big finish. What is William Regal's finish?
Doesn't he just hit you in the face with brass knuckles?
Why are you so quiet, Chad?
Oh, sorry. Doesn't he just hit you in the face with brass knuckles?
I don't mean for you to yell, but Chad's mic's something's wrong with Chad's audio system right now, or audio settings, and he's quiet when he just talks. I have him raised all the way up in any setting.
We gotta bring the energy. You gotta bring the energy. I was kicking back, being comfortable, enjoying the show.
William Regal goes to hit him with the brass knuckles, and out comes Sean Morley, a man that William Regal they don't like each other. They hate each other. No. Sean Morley grabs the referee, drags him out of the ring. William Regal, confused by that, still goes a delayed attempt to hit the brass knuckles on Teddy Hart. And Teddy Hart, with enough time, that little slight delay, ducks out of there and hits a Hurricanrana. William Regal is down, and then Teddy Hart hits the 630 splash off the top rope. And Teddy Hart is your new Intercontinental champion, Chad.
Wow. Good for Teddy Hart.
A short reign for William 94. Regal. 94. Holy shit, they have great chemistry. A 94. Short run for poor little Regal, but now him and Sean Morley are going to continue to fight as Teddy Hart.
I feel like Teddy Hart is one of your like most consistent like workers.
Oh,
like, I feel like you can put Teddy Hart in a match and it's gonna be good.
He used to be that guy. If I needed to bring in someone and just have him fight, it was Teddy Hart. And now I feel like Teddy Hart has evolved himself to be a proper member of the roster. And tonight was his coronation.
Being in that stable with Edge and Christian and Jericho, like that did wonders for him.
Yeah,
teaming with Jericho was huge.
Yeah, all you need to do is team with Jericho. Anybody listening?
What happened with Ahmed?
Yeah, maybe not Ahmed. We move on as Regal and Morley fight to the back as Teddy Hart celebrates in the middle ring. Don Fry shadowboxes in the back. He's got a massive match against former Final Boss member, a man that he has had problems with in the past back on SmackDown last year, Satoshi Kojima. They have a one-on-one match later tonight. We'll get into it later. But Stone Cold Steve Austin has arrived to the arena, Chad, and the fans, you can hear them through the walls of your own house. They're cheering for Stone Cold Steve Austin. His first match back is tonight against Dean Malenko. But up next, it's the match, Chad. It's the finale. Game 7. These men have had a best of 7. But now it is tied 3-3. The winner will take on the Raw champion at No Mercy. It's John Cena and Jun Akiyama. There's not much story here other than Jun was up 3-1, and Cena has fought back to Game 7. He's won the last 2. Can he get 3 straight? But after the last couple losses, Akiyama has been a little bit more mad at it. He is... He's getting frustrated. He's getting frustrated that he has not been able to put away John Cena, as Akiyama is a more decorated, a veteran wrestler of the game, one of the greatest of all time. John Cena, he's a 2-year starter, man. This is his 3rd year in the Fed, 2nd year in the Fed, and he cannot be put away by Akiyama. Game 7, final match. Winner goes to No Mercy to face Brock Lesnar or Shannon Moore. Chad, who do you have?
I've got John Cena.
Chad has got John Cena here, and Chad would be correct. 3 straight wins for John Cena as he has put away Jun Akiyama in 28:02 with the spin-out powerbomb. John Cena, spin-out powerbomb? He doesn't even do that. He's on move 3 of the 5 moves of doom right now.
Yeah. He said, wait a second, I think I'm good, actually.
Next year, he'll get the 5-knuckle shuffle.
He was going to go for the 5-knuckle shuffle and then decided, I'm just going to go for the pin.
Yeah, 28 minutes.
They told them they were 10 minutes over.
John Cena gets it done, and he has booked his ticket to No Mercy, Chad. Now, if you're John Cena, who would you rather fight for the World Heavyweight Championship? Your first world title match since last May or last April when you had to take on The Undertaker. Who did you rather fight, Brock Lesnar or Shannon Moore?
I mean, listen, I think a person like me would want to do Shannon Moore just because of, you look at Brock Lesnar, a beast. However, John Cena seems like the type that wants to take on the biggest and the baddest. And if that's Brock Lesnar, that's Brock Lesnar. But if that's Shannon Moore, that's Shannon Moore. I think John Cena just wants the best of the best.
I completely agree. If you're John Cena, I don't think it matters who you take on. I don't think
he cares. I think he just wants to take on the best person.
Exactly. And we move on, Chad. Backstage, Dylan Martin is nervous because he has a 3-on-3 match later tonight, and they don't know who the other partner is. Gabriel Burton does. He promises Dylan Martin he'll show up. He's got it. He said he would. I know. Just trust me, brother. Trust me. Later tonight, Gabriel Burton, Dylan Martin, and a mystery opponent will take on the Awesome Lovers. But first, we move on to the match we talked about earlier. Don Fry and Satoshi Kojima. A rivalry that started its roots back in November of last year when Don Fry was making his run for the World Heavyweight Championship against Misawa, and he had to go through Kojima and Hashimoto. He had some wars with those two, Chad. He had some wars with the final bosses. But at the end of the day, Misawa, remember, he beats everybody. He defeated Don Fry. And Don Fry He's taking out his frustrations over here on Raw after being drafted on Kojima. But then Kojima fought back, and he told him this is not the same third string guy on the final bosses as he was on SmackDown. So he's a different beast now that he's been unleashed from Jim Cornette and the other guys. This is not going to be a walk in the park like it was back 6 months ago, Don Fry. I'm going to bring it to you. We are going to have a fight. This is not going to be a wrestling match. This is going to be a fight. It's Don Fry. It's Satoshi Kojima, Chad. Who do you have in this matchup?
I'm going to go with Satoshi Kojima.
Ooh, Chad goes with Kojima. Well, in a great match, this was not a wrestling match, Chad. This was a fight. And Kojima does get the job done. In 1738, Kojima defeats Don Fry.
Hey, what's up? Hello!
What is that?
Yeah, because 1738.
All right, guys, this will be the end of the series. What a show it was. Don Fry defeats Kojima in this match here tonight. Oh, other way around. Kojima defeats Don Fry. What a match, though, Chad. What a Kojima showing that he's just not a sidekick. He can actually go toe to toe with the cerebral assassin Don Fry. But we move on, Chad.
Oh yeah, good for Kojima.
Backstage, Teddy Hart celebrating, and Chavo Guerrero runs into him, and he says, "Hey, Teddy, remember what you told me a couple weeks ago? I'll be waiting for that title match, buddy. Congrats." And Teddy Hart says, "Thanks, Chavo. Appreciate you." And like I said, you're going to be first in line for this title shot. So Teddy Hart, Chavo Guerrero, they're up next, Chad.
Nice.
They're up next. But up next, oh my God, Chris Benoit, 4 weeks ago, Chad, joined the Awesome Lovers. He left the WCW and he is now here in the WWE, surrounding himself with Latin Lover and Mike Awesome. We saw on Raw leading up to Vengeance. Vengeance being a SmackDown only pay-per-view, you would have not heard about this storyline. But Latin Lover said he had a killer on the loose. He had a killer on his team. And Chris Benoit debuted. And that might be poor taste of words from Latin Lover. But he didn't know in what happened in real life, so we can't judge him for that. They take on the Dylan Martin and a Gabriel Burton. They came out first, Chad. And Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton, they come out and they said, yeah, and here comes the third guy. And they motion to the entrance ramp, and no one comes out, Chad. No one comes out. And they walk to the ring as the other three guys, the Awesome Lovers, they all laugh. They joke. They make fun of no one wanting to come out, sorry for the burp, and help these two men. And then the match gets underway. These guys, they're getting their ass kicked, Chad. They're getting their ass kicked. Martin and Burton, they're getting their ass kicked all match. And right as Burton's going for the hot tag, he needs, I need help. Dylan Martin's down on the ground. Guess whose music hits, Chad?
Whose?
Edge.
Nice.
Burton. A man has had a problem with Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton, but has had a bigger problem with Latin Lover over the last few weeks. Benoit and Mike Awesome destroying Edge the first week of Raw, putting him out for a couple weeks, destroying him. He put him through the table backstage, Chad. You don't get put through a backstage table and get away with it, get up from that. You're out for months usually. But Edge has come back only a few weeks later and is here to save the day, Chad. So halfway through the match, it is now the United Canadian Empire. Edge, Martin, and Burton taking on the Awesome Lovers of Benoit, Lover, and Awesome. Who do you have?
That's a good question. Who do I have? I am going to go with the United Canadian Empire.
Well, Chad,
Canada.
Burton was still going up for that hot tag, and Edge gets on the apron, ready for the tag, and right as he's about to make the tag, Edge jumps off and walks away.
Oh no!
He walks out on Martin and Burton. And Burton is like, what the fuck was that? What the hell was that? And the Awesome Lovers take advantage and they beat the United Empire of Canada in 25:01 when Chris Benoit hits Del Morton with that dragon suplex. Edge.
Mike Awesome getting a 92.
Dude, Mike Awesome this is a career revival for Mike Awesome.
It is a career renaissance.
It's been unbelievable. He is one of the most over guys on my roster right now. The second he gets caught with drugs, though, is going to be devastating because I know it's happening soon.
Because you know it's coming. Because this is what happens whenever we do a Mike Awesome push.
This is Chris Benoit's in-ring, second match in-ring, but this is a 96, a massive get for WWE to get Chris Benoit. I know why you didn't want him anymore, Chad, if you want to peel back the curtains of why Chris Benoit walked away.
I just don't feel good pushing him personally. I feel icky, so I let him go. He's done all he can really do, and personally, and I was like, yeah, I probably could have done more with him as far as like booking as a world champion, but I was just kind of ready to just be done with him.
I have thought that, and then I realized how many people in the save are absolute scumbags.
And that's true too, right? Like,
and I gotta think,
that's true too.
My philosophy is, they haven't really done it yet in 2003, so my user character is Vince. All right, I can't come back from that. Vince McMahon is the ultimate scumbag. We'd have to retire the save at this point, but
yeah, right, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got.
You
like,
booked Hulk Hogan to the boot
on the card. On the card, yeah, I got Hulk Hogan on the card tonight. So I mean, it is what it is.
I completely get it. I see people all the time say I can't really book Chris Benoit in TW because Chris Benoit did Chris Benoit things, but then other people say, well, it's just a video game, brother. It's kind of fine. Yeah, I get both sides of the story,
and that's. Exactly. Yeah, and that's why when you signed him, I said that would be huge for you, and great. I don't know.
Now Joey Ryan.
I like. Yeah, exactly. Joey Ryan. Exactly. Like he'll never be on my roster. I'm just not going to sign him.
Brock Lesnar's got a main event match tonight. We just celebrated Brock Lesnar. He is apparently a scumbag. So.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, right? I mean, there's no way that we're going to be able to like.
Yeah, there's just so many awful people in wrestling, unfortunately, back in the day. Even now, I guess.
Even now, yeah, even now.
Even now might be worse because we probably know more now. There's probably probably so much shit.
With social media and things coming on the online, definitely feels.
If social media existed in 1994, I think the Fed would be dead right now.
Yeah, definitely.
But we move on. How do you feel about Benoit, Landlover, and Mike Awesome being together, Chen?
I think it gives. I mean, listen, they wanted a their words not mine killer on their team. I think they've got one, and I think listen, they've got a big win tonight against the United Canadian Empire of Canada. So. Yeah,
not my words. It's theirs, all right. He's not that much.
Exactly. That was a direct quote from Latin Lover himself. You can come at him if you have any. That was his words, not mine.
It's crazy to look at Latin Lover being the worst in ring of those three guys.
Yeah, exactly. With an 87.
I can't get over Mike Awesome having a 92. Good for you, brother. Yeah, that's we move on though as Edge walks. I mean, we just saw it happen. We get the replay of Edge just coming in. Just for the hot tag and then jumping off the apron and walking out. I got inspiration for that watching a clip from Chris Jericho did that same thing in the Fed. He's ready for a hot tag, and as the hot tag came down, he gets in the ring, celebrates. He's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, let's beat him up. He gets the hot tag and then tags in Daniel Bryan again and walks out. One of my all-time. I'll show you the clip after. It's one of my all-time favorite moments of Chris Jericho in the Fed. But we move on, Chad. Kevin Kelly tries to knock on the Final Boss's locker room door and trying to get a word, but Cornette he looks at him. Kevin Kelly spits at his feet and closes the door. As Cornette is not happy that this match is going on for his clients, Masawa and Hashimoto. He's not happy. It's not Kevin Kelly's fault, but you should have known better, Kevin. But we move on, Chad. It's oh boy, Chad, the winner of the Royal Rumble. I bet you forgot about that. Ric Flair
coming out.
His final dance was supposed to be at WrestleMania, the crown jewel of his career, to become a 14-time world champion, and he doesn't. It didn't happen. The storybook ending. It didn't happen the way he wrote it down, and he lost. He lost to Brock Lesnar. And now Randy Orton has made sure of it. He has told anyone that has ears, anyone that can listen, that he is going to end. He's going to close this book of Ric Flair once and for all, because he is going to kill the career of Ric Flair tonight. It's Randy Orton. It's Ric Flair. Chad, who do you have?
I have Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, Chad. You think Ric Flair's going to lose to Randy Orton?
I do.
He doesn't. Ric Flair keeps the miracle run going, Chad, tapping out Randy Orton in 1942. Ric Flair, he said it before, he'll say it again. He ain't going out like this. He is going to go out world champion, and he will do anything in his power to become world champion one more time, Chad.
Glad to see another unproblematic person getting the moment.
Which one, Randy or Rick?
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one?
The one that would sexually harass girls, or the one that would sexually harass girls?
Yeah. You take your pick.
Yeah, you pick your poison on this one. Let's move on to John Cena. Oh, we got that Brock Lesnar match up next, Chad, though. But John Cena in Gorilla tells, hey, I'll be watching, Brock, and I'll be ready. It's Brock Lesnar. It's Shannon Moore time, Chad. We have gone over the stories. Shannon Moore, Brock Lesnar winning the belt at WrestleMania. Or he won it before that, but he defended his belt at WrestleMania. He defended it at Backlash. He is on a roll. He's a genetic freak, Chad. He's Brock fucking Lesnar.
Yeah.
And Shannon Moore, the underdog, the man that no one believes in, the man that gravity forgot, they said. I hate that. I hate that, by the way. Shannon Moore, former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the ultimate underdog. He's got a chance to beat Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, when he heard about this match, laughed in Shannon Moore's face. He looked at him. He did the "you're too short" thing, like you see an NBA players do right now. You're too small. You're too small. You will never get it done. But Shannon Moore, he brought it to Brock Lesnar on the go home, even making him get out of the ring after hitting him with a big move. Shannon Moore.
The Moorgasm?
The Moorgasm. I didn't want to tell it. I didn't want to say he hit a Moore. He made Brock Lesnar Moorgasm. All right? I didn't want to say that. All right? It just didn't feel right. But not feeling right is Shannon Moore's thing. It's Shannon Moore. It's Brock Lesnar. Can the ultimate underdog write the story, finish the story, and get the World Heavyweight Championship off the one-of-one genetic freak Brock Lesnar? Or will Brock Lesnar keep the ball rolling and walk into No Mercy against John Cena? Chad, this is the 8th of 10th matches. Who do you have?
As much as I think a Shannon Moore win here would be hilarious, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar to retain.
Yeah. I didn't hear you, Chad. Tell me your opinion. Tell me your prediction again.
I said as much as a Shannon Moore win would be hilarious, I'm going to go with a Brock Lesnar title.
There we go, Chad. Put some oos in it. Yeet? No yeet? Oh my God. Brock Lesnar and Shannon Moore. Shannon Moore look, it's Shannon Moore, Brock Lesnar. Shannon Moore actually takes it to him for a good chunk of period. He's got Brock Lesnar off his feet. He's about to hit the Moorgasm, and Brock Lesnar reverses it, puts him on hits the F5. Shannon Moore kicks out of one F5, Chad.
Oh, that's more than I thought he would do.
And Brock Lesnar has that same face on his face, same reaction, same facial expression when Shannon Moore kicks out, and he picks him up and hits another F5, Chad. And he doesn't even go for the pin. He picks him up and hits another F5, and another F5, and another F5. And that is it. Brock Lesnar. Don't look at the overhead belly. Brock Lesnar defeating Shannon Moore after 5 F5s. 5 of them, Chad, in 2029. Yeah. To him, Shannon Moore, one of the first guys to kick out of the F5, though. Let's not forget that. Brock Lesnar, though, This is the reason why Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar, as he defeats Shannon Moore in 2029 with an overhead belly button 99. Holy fucking shit. Brock Lesnar got a good job of slowly building the match. In what world? I thought I would have got penalized for that. I'll take it. Chad, Brock Lesnar, still your world champion. And then that means he's walking into No Mercy. Him and John Cena next month is going to be your main event match.
Your time is up. Your time is now.
And now we have our co-main event, Chad. Dean Malenko coming out to a sea of boos. It's not because everyone hates Dean Malenko. It's kind of that. But it's because he's taking on the fan favorite, making his in-ring return. Stone Cold Steve Austin is back, Chad. After a year of being gone, after a year of being out of wrestling, Stone Cold has returned to the WWE. A massive, massive return for these guys. Chad, are you excited for Stone Cold to be back?
I'm excited to see. I feel like he has some. He's got some redemption to do. I feel like he's got to earn some people back. But I'm excited to see what he does.
2 months ago, he was found not guilty of being part of that drug smuggling operation. The stigma of him being a part of it still surrounds him and the company and the WWE itself. But if it was found that he was not part of the operation entirely like it was initially thought, and that has kind of freed his name. The stigma's still there. Still a little bit of like, do we trust him? Do we like him? But it doesn't seem like it has mattered to the Milwaukee faithful to here tonight. Stone Cold is back. He's taking on Dean Malenko, Chad, because Dean Malenko is salty that the spotlight once again has gotten off of him and has gone off to another part-timer or another man that does not deserve it, because Dean Malenko says he's one of the better wrestlers in the business, and Stone Cold doesn't give a damn what Dean Malenko thinks. And that's why we have this match here tonight, Chad. Who do you have in our co-main event?
Stone Cold.
It'd be stupid to not pick Stone Cold here. What? He has a 74 because he's probably got ring rust, but it does not matter. Stone Cold defeats Dean Malenko by submission.
Wow, new Stone Cold.
What the fuck?
I don't need a stunner anymore. I'm going to hit you with a chicken wing.
What? One chicken wing.
I call this the what lock.
Brother pulled out the fucking arm bar instead of the stunner. What the hell? Good for Stone Cold, though, Chad.
Fixing it up.
Stone Cold takes in the crowd. He's just glad to be back, Chad. He's glad to be out of the jail cell.
Throwing beers around.
Everyone's throwing beers. Everyone's drinking. It's a party. It's a blast here in Milwaukee. He's so glad, so happy to be in front of the WWE universe once again. But all good stories must come to an end, Chad, because we have our main event match here tonight. Kurt Angle, Triple H, they come out one by one, and Misawa and Hashimoto come out one by one, Chad. It's the Fatal 4-Way match. World Championship on the line. 365 days as a champion Misawa has been, and now he's got the toughest task he has walked into. A Fatal 4-Way featuring two of the greatest men in wrestling and one of his stablemate, Hashimoto. Chad, who do you have in this match?
I have Misawa.
You have Misawa, Chad. You got Misawa, and you're going to get Misawa. Misawa walks in one more final time. Defense number 7, defeating Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Hashimoto. 30-minute classic. But Misawa hits Triple H with the Tiger Driver, and has remained World Heavyweight Champion. And that is how we end the show, Chad. Misawa, Hashimoto hurt he's hurt as fuck. But they celebrate in the ring, and then the lights come out, Chad.
Oh.
And then the lights come out. And in front of Misawa standing there, who is raising his title, flanked by Cornette and Hashimoto, is Sean Stasiak.
Sean Stasiak! He's back!
We will see you for Great American Bash.
All right, everybody, we are here at the Great American Bash. And Justin, what a big pay-per-view we have in store. Great American Bash, of course, is the pay-per-view that is main evented by the United States Championship. That's something that I decided to do, and I think it's a fun gimmick. And tonight, we will have the United States Championship defended inside a six-person Scars and Stripes match.
Six-person?
Which, of course, is a ladder match.
Holy fuck.
Six-person.
Damn. You want to go? Let's go over the last few Great American Bashes. 1991. It's always fun looking at yours. Dean Malenko and Chavo. What was that?
You said 91. This is 99.
99, whatever. Ray and Buff over AJ and Alex Wright. Kidman over Sting. What? Kidman over Sting?
That was when we were pushing Billy Kidman.
Oh, man, whatever happened with that? China, Norman Smiley, Sabu, Dreamer, Ahmed over Bret Hart and Chris Jericho. Wow. Ahmed world champion. Such a crazy thing to think about. And it was main evented by Ric Flair and Randy Savage in a last man standing. 2000.
If I remember correctly, that's the same storyline where Randy Savage just became Ric Flair. Remember when he was in Ric Flair's house?
Yep.
A classic.
He was at the dinner table with Charlotte and David.
Yeah.
Mick Foley, Dreamer, and Dudley over Hall, Dust, and Six. Bubba defeats Stardust immediately right after. Stardust taking 2 losses. That was probably when he was on his way out. Lodi and Sickborn in an ODQ match. Cutie Suzuki over Charmel. Shono and Tenzan over DNA. Alex Wright losing. That's a familiar theme with WCW. Ray and Kip James. Scott Steiner and Nash over Best of the Best, which were Dean and who's best? Ahmed and
Well, that's a horrible picture of Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed Johnson got done dirty right there. Jeez.
Yeah, horrible.
Everyone's got their 2002 picture. Ahmed's the 2014. Ahmed.
Jesus Christ.
Owen. Let's just move on. I don't. 2 years ago, Benoit defeated everyone in a ladder match to retain the United States Championship. Shannon Moore over Jericho and Shawn Michaels a year ago. I wish I knew that. That's on me for not doing the research. Or 2 years ago, won the belt. And
a year ago today, I won my first world title. A year later, I do the same thing.
And last year, Benoit and Hart going one-on-one. Benoit becoming the world heavyweight champion. RVD and Sean Suzuki winning the Universal belt as well.
Yeah, that was the belt. That was the year that the World Championship and the U.S. belt were both on the line. And
it was.
Champion.
Let's start this shit off, Chad.
Alrighty, so we have our first match. Now, this match this rivalry has been booked on, the TV, but we don't get to see that all the time. So I made it a triple threat match. You see, of course, Chase Tatum has finally decided, you know what, I'm going to give in to this, and I'm gonna try to he has a crush on Daphne, but he shot his shot too late because Daphne, of course, is dating his former tag team partner and current friend Sean O'Hare. And Chase Tatum, being a good person, he went on some double dates with ODB. He wasn't really his cup of tea, but he says she's a very nice gal. But these two have decided, you know what? They've been teaming together, because Daphne is friends with Chase Tatum and dating Sean O'Hare. And the Vampires have came to WCW, and they're the new team of Gangrel and Drew Blood. And, they've been picking up some wins here and there, and they've been feuding with these two. And they've added a new member to their ranks, a Rain, who, I didn't feel like hunting through pictures, but she has a vampire gimmick here, and of course Medeja is their manager. So there's 2 women in this group. But yeah, we have a 6-man tag team match on the pre-show, and in about that Subpar Wrestling, a little heat. Rain and the Vampires defeat the Gentleman Chase Tatum and Sean O'Hare and Daphne when Gangrel pinned Daphne with a handful of tights.
What the fuck? Yeah, roll up on Daphne.
Oh God!
Little cheating vampires over there. All right.
Yeah, no kidding.
Is this Gangrel? Is this the Vampires' first pay-per-view match?
I think so.
That's their debut. Drew Blood also sustained a drummer's elbow.
Yeah, he is also a drummer in his free time.
So Paul Orndorff letting you know that Drew Blood, he's just got a drummer's elbow, Chad. I don't know.
Paul, appreciate it.
And thanks, Paul.
And then we have of course,
what's Great Khali doing?
So the buried, of course, the Great Khalil. Of course, the buried have been, in the last few months, that their numbers game has been the talk here, right? And during the Cruiserweight Classic, they were using their numbers game to try to get TJ Wilson in the finals. He didn't quite get there, and they pissed off a lot of people. So Homicide, who has been trying to, one, find out where the hell his tag team partner and friend Low D went. He was, of course, kidnapped by the Buried and has yet to be seen. And he's been teaming up with some of the people who, the Buried have wronged, both Shark Boy and Super Eric. They don't like the Buried because they're evildoers and they cheat, and they cheated them out of the Cruiserweight Classic. And Bobby Roode was, of course, taken out by the Buried. And so the storyline here on the weeks leading up to the pay-per-view is Bobby Roode just came back and has been taking them out one by one. He's been challenging them in singles matches. He's been dog walking them. And there was even a tag team match where he beat the Buried, and the Buried said, you know what? It's clear to us that we need to find a new member and even the odds here. And so they went and recruited a former Tough Enough member, a man who betrayed his coach, Hardcore Holly. And remember, Holly still is owed a championship match. That's what he gets for winning Tough Enough. And so he's joined the Buried now, and that's a big addition to the team. And it definitely led to a big win as the Great Khali defeated Bobby and the Buried defeated Bobby Roode, Homicide, in the Just Us League when Khali pinned Super Eric with a brain chop.
There we go. The Great Khali joining the Buried. An interesting pickup for the boys there. Bobby Roode losing there. Okay. Interesting.
Gotta get the Buried some heat back, right? We can't have Khali join just to have them lose.
That's fair. That is fair. I give you that. Whoa, here we go.
We have here the Great American Bash.
What did I spell wrong? Spell his name wrong.
Oh well, I'll tell you. We have an intro package of Great American Bash as Over a Track to Beer for My Horses by Toby Keith, the official theme song of the Great American Bash this year. And they advertise what we're going to see, right? We're going to see The Rock versus CM Punk. We're going to see Abyss versus Rey Mysterio in a Monsters Ball. We get to see AJ Styles take on Hollywood Hogan for the TV title. Fit Finlay defends his his U.S. belt. It's been his dream to main event a pay-per-view and be the guy to be trusted with that goal and that job, and he will be. That's why he's been trying to keep the U.S. belt, as the Paul Heyman guys have definitely been trying to take it from him in the weeks leading up to this. But he's made it. He's here. He will be in the match, and we also have Psychosis along with his friend Juventud Guerrera taking on Booker T and Scott Steiner inside a Hell's Kitchen match, and we've got much, much more. Justin, are you ready for
I'm ready, Chad. I'm ready here at the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. There's no E in Toby, and it's EITH for Keith.
Listen, E-I-I-E, same thing. As we go to our opening matchup, so basically, let me just sum up what's happening. Of course, Bobby Eaton has put together a team because he despises Juventud Guerrera, and ever since Booker T has come to WCW, he has been he's had Juventud's number, and of course they then brought Scott Steiner into the ranks, and the Eaton Empire have really been proving that they've been getting the better of Juventud and Psychosis. Finally, Juventud, after losing to them, he wanted a rematch. They told him they had nothing to prove. We've already beaten you. He put up the Money in the Bank briefcase. He says, I'll tell you what, if I lose, I don't even deserve that briefcase. And Psychosis, being Juventud's friend and brother in combat, they decided there's only one way they could have this match. And Juventud won a singles match to pick the stipulation, and he said it's going to be a Hell's Kitchen match. And so in the weeks building up to this, Juventud and Psychosis have been doing like this soul-searching trip through their past to try to rekindle their old magic, their old their old flame, their old success. And meanwhile, while that's been going on, Booker T and Scott Steiner had a friendly competition of their own, because they said, listen, one of us is going to be we're going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. One of us is going to be cashing in and being champion. And so they decided to have a friendly competition to see exactly who deserves to be the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. So they had an arm wrestling match which Scott Steiner won. They had a dance competition in a nightclub with a bunch of honeys. It was really great. Booker T, of course, boogied down and Booker T won. It was a big crowd. The nightclub went pop. They popped for it. They had a bunch of competitions like that, and on the go-home show, Justin remembers booking this match. On the go-home show, they decided, let's have a match, but not just any match. They brought back their respective brothers, Stevie Ray and Rick Steiner, and in 2003, we had Harlem Heat versus the Steiner brothers. And what a classic that was. That match didn't get to end, though, I don't believe, because it ended with interference from Juventud and Psychosis, who were done from their soul searching. And there were vignettes of them going down like old like spots, like they went to like the old like an empty kitchen that had like flashbacks of their first Hell's Kitchen match. You know, it's stuff like that. But they came back revigorated, and they had a big brawl to end the show. And now, Justin, we finally come to blows. We've got Juventud and Psychosis taking on Booker T and Scott Steiner in a Hell's Kitchen match. The winner of the match takes the Money in the Bank briefcase. Justin, who do you got?
So if Booker T and Scott Steiner win, they get the briefcase? But who gets the briefcase?
Exactly. So they have the briefcase that they can share as a group. The competition was who gets to cash in, which didn't get to end. It ended because it ended in a tie because the match never ended. So we don't. That's something to be decided later on if they win.
Yeah, but so if Hoovy and Psychosis win, then
Hoovy keeps the briefcase.
Oh, so this is a lose-lose for Psychosis.
Psychosis is just he's fighting P1. I mean, listen, he came back. He was so excited to be back in WCW, and he's been a little bit embarrassed. You know, he has something to prove here too. You know, of course, him and Scott Steiner are bitter rivals.
Of course.
We don't need to talk about the history they have. Like
no,
he's fighting. He doesn't want to see them cash in Money in the Bank. The last time Scott Steiner was world champion was a very bad time for Psychosis.
He beat Psychosis for the belt in both companies.
And he beat Hoovy too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Hoovy and Psychosis. I don't think you would change the Money in the Bank briefcase holder like that into a weird gimmick of who's gonna share it. And I don't like it. I don't want it. I'm gonna manifest it for not to happen. Hoovy and Psychosis win.
That's fair. And a superb match that exactly happens, Justin. Psychosis and Hoovy defeat Scott Steiner and Booker T. This match, of course, you know, they called on a lot of history, you know, Psychosis and Scott Steiner, you know, they went toe to toe. Psychosis actually put Scott Steiner through a already set table that had food and other things on it. Put him through it. Scott Steiner acted in kind by grabbing Juventud's ring bell that was lodged inside the cage and clunked Psychosis in the head with it. They went back and forth. Juventud and Booker T were faced off too. There was an interference from Ace Steel, but at the end of the day, Juventud and Psychosis win Hell's Kitchen. And Justin, the Money in the Bank briefcase stays with Hoovy. And a big win for the two. Big win
for the two guys. We move on. They celebrate. That's top guy shit.
Yep. That's top. Yeah. Juventud wins. Hey, that's some top guy shit.
Chad's swearing in this.
He's a top guy.
What the hell?
We have here the Thunder Tag Team Champions, the Hart brothers, Brett and Owen. And Justin, they have decided that, you know, until a worthy competitor came along, they weren't going to put their tag team titles up. They have nothing to prove. And Roddy Piper, the general manager of Thunder, he said, you know what? I do agree that you guys have been on a run the last few months. Ever since you won back those belts, you've really proven why you are the top team here. And so here's the thing. We're going to have ourselves a little tag team showcase in the weeks leading up. We're going to have these tag teams putting on matches, and I will concoct a match worthy of defending the belts against you two. And so basically the three teams that impressed Roddy Piper the most in the weeks leading up are facing off in an elimination match tonight, and the winners will compete and face off against the Hearts. And Brett and Owen come to the commentary table. They kick Joey Styles and Tony Schiavone off commentary and join Bobby Heenan as we watch this match.
As they should. Fuck those guys.
Justin, do you want to know the matches, the teams involved? I guess we'll find out now.
I thought you would have them come out.
Yeah, nope. We've got the Harris twins, who of course has been managed by Sable.
And
Chris Candido and Travis
and
Tomko.
have pinfall victories over the Hearts on Starcade.
Exactly.
The biggest show of the year.
They've beaten the Hearts over Starcade. However, the world's greatest tag team have been working once again with CM Punk, and they had a big 6-man tag team match that we will talk about later on the show. But momentum has been on their side, and Chris Candido and Travis Tomko, since joining the tag team ranks, have had some big wins over tag teams as well. And so these 3 teams square off, and Justin, in a decent match, the world's greatest tag team defeat the Harris twins and Chris Candido and Tomko. When they first eliminated Chris Candido and Travis Tomko, and then the Harris twins. And yeah, the world's greatest tag team. They have their long-awaited rematch against the Hearts for the tag team titles.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, and now they go face-to-face with the boys right there.
Yes. As we head on to our next segment, we've got here, Justin, we've got Beth Phoenix versus Takako Inu. Listen, Takako has really stepped up. Of course, Toyota left us after she dropped the belt to Beth. And, Beth pretty much said, she's the top dog of this women's division, but Takako has had some big wins and has been moving up the ranks and has earned herself this women's championship match against Beth Phoenix. Justin, who do you got? Beth Phoenix versus Takako.
Beth Phoenix. Her run's not over yet. It's not going to end like this. You
are correct.
She has got so much more in her tank. As much as I love Takako, former WWF Women's Champion, deserves more credit. I think you got something big for Beth. I don't know what that big
Beth
is,
Phoenix.
But I think you got something big for her.
But we got something cooking potentially down the line. And, Takako was not able to get the match, to win, but she put up a hell of a fight in 1309. But Phoenix just was a little bit better. We have here, Justin, of course, Michinoku was able to take the Cruiserweight Championship from Taz. And every time, and then in Taz's rematch, of course, Michinoku and his lackey, his follower, Funaki cost Taz, and then Grace Sasuke has been very disappointed with his friend Michinoku, trying to get him to see that, you don't need to cheat. You don't need to have these underhanded tactics. You're Taka Michinoku. Like, you can win. Like, you're so good. And Michinoku, he told Grace Sasuke to stay out of his business. Eventually, and so Taz said the same thing too, to be fair. Taz and Grace Sasuke teamed up in a tag team match where they lost, and Taz said, I don't need your help here. Thanks, but no thanks. And so these 3, Justin, are going to face off tonight for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I hate Funaki. I hate him. I hate him, Chad. Is this up next?
That's fair. This is up next.
Damn, who do I want to win this match? I would love Sasuke to win. I think Taz wins. Who's the champion right now, Taz?
Michinoku.
Oh my god, I have no idea. I know you just said it. I just kind of blanked out right there. Give it to Sasuke, please. Boo. Boo.
95's pretty wild, though. And about that Superb Wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Michinoku, I did have it set for Steal the Show because I thought they could do it.
Yeah.
Michinoku defeated Taz and Great Sasuke when Michinoku pinned Great Sasuke, illegally using the ropes for leverage, and Funaki once again attacked Taz.
I'm going to fucking rip his arms off, Chad. Let me tell you right now.
Damn!
I'm going to get into this game myself and beat up Funaki. I'm sick and tired of this man.
So is the WCW universe. You can tell because they're booing Michinoku and Funaki now.
I'm gonna boo you.
Listen, I am the one who booked it. It was my choice.
Teddy Long.
We are backstage. Teddy Long and his and his client,
debut?
of course. This is Teddy Long and his client, the Idol.
This is his debut.
And listen, really? That's weird because he's definitely been managing the Idol.
Brother, I don't remember Teddy Long.
He says, holla, 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 playa. The Idol is here tonight to take the United States Championship. And after he becomes the American Idol, we'll prove why my client, the Idol, is absolutely the hottest, most entertaining thing in professional wrestling. No, I lied, playa. He's the most impressive thing in all of sports, in all of television. The Idol is the future of this industry, and we prove it, playa, tonight when we win the United States Championship. Holla, holla, holla.
Main event, 6-man. What was it called?
Scars and Stripes.
Scars and Stripes. But up first, the match.
But up first, we have the tag team championships on the line. Of course, the FBI have continued to be thorns in the sides of Big Show and Billy. In the lead up to this rematch, of course, Johnny Stamboli got injured. So tonight it will be Chuck Palumbo and Tony Mamaluke. But, Justin, too little, too late, because the Big Guns defeat Chuck Palumbo and Tony Mamaluke in 1703. When the Big Show pinned Tony Mamaluke with a choke slam, and they make defense number 2 of the tag team titles.
Look, a lot of things. I was mad about the Battle Bowl after I gave you random tag teams and you carried none of them. But one, I think Big Show and Billy were the only random tag team that come out of that. That you kept, and I'm glad it's carried along. I'm glad you actually did something with it. They're one of my favorite tag teams in the roster right now, other than the Harris Twins. I love the Harris Twins.
I like the Big Guns too. You know, they had a little misstep when they dropped the belts, but they've quickly picked them back up, and they've carried on where they left off.
That's WCW, baby.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
We are backstage, of course. Matt Cross, the former member of the Lions Den Academy, he turned his back on the group and joined Shawn Michaels and his School of Hard Knocks. And so, you know, and we've had, you know, they've been out for revenge. We had Lash LaRue versus Matt Cross in a street fight in the weeks building up to this. But tonight, Samoa Joe will represent the Academy in Scars and Stripes. And Samoa Joe says, I know Shawn Michaels is in this match. And I gotta tell you, Shawn, I'll be coming for you in particular. But after I get done taking you out, I'll take out anyone else who stands in my way as I bring the Academy the United States Championship.
There we go. I hate this group. I hate Lash LaRue in real life. Oh, speaking of hate, here comes Steve Carell.
I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. I don't know why Nora Greenwald is here. She came out. She followed Shaq out. She followed Shaq out to the ring and arm in arm. So of course Shaq was advertised to show up tonight. He shows up and he grabs a microphone and he says, "First of all, it's great to be here in Minneapolis," and everyone's cheering Shaquille O'Neal.
They're booing him.
Says, you know,
the Lakers just eliminated the Timberwolves to make it to the NBA Finals, and they're gonna cheer Shaq.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. That is exactly what happened. He was literally coming down to the ring with his championship ring that he won. He comes down to the ring, and so they're booing him. And he comes down to the ring and he says, "Listen, everyone, I understand that you're upset. All right, listen, okay, but I proved against the Timberwolves why I am a champion." And, you know, and the boos. See ya, boos. And WCW's backstage going, "Well, we didn't plan for this to happen." And
we didn't
Shaquille
look at
O'Neal says,
the NBA results. Damn it, Kevin Garnett.
Shaq says, "But listen, you know, after we beat the Wolves and we advanced to the finals, and then I won the championship belt or I won the title, and it's just going to be exactly what happens when I join WCW, because guess what? Now that the basketball season is over with, I'm allowed to compete in this ring." Boo! Everyone boos even louder. And it was like, so get used to seeing my face and get used to seeing my name mentioned around championships, because I am already looking for gold. And he's got Nora Greenwald, who walked him down to the ring. But then Truth or Chairs music hits, and big pop for Truth or Chairs. The truth comes out, and he says, "Shaquille O'Neal, you see, you thought you were going to come down here, and we were all going to be happy to see you. But the truth is, these people aren't happy to see you, just like I'm not happy to see you. You see, you, Shaq, you're taking a spot from somebody who is better, more entertaining, and the pride and joy of Minnesota." And everybody's like, cheers for the truth. He says, "Truth or Chairs is here tonight because I am, you know, you mentioned that you're going to wrestle. Well, I have no problem being the first opponent to take on Shaquille O'Neal." And Shaq, you know, he's looking down at the Truth, and he says, "Listen, I don't know what your beef is." He says, I can't compete tonight. But listen, if you want to talk and you want to get in the ring with me, listen, when I'm dressed to compete, I will take you on, Truth. I have no problem doing that. But until then, since I can't compete tonight, I have some people in the back who would love to take on both of you tonight." And that brings us to a quick ad from Google. But then,
I gotta get So something pulled up on my end, and I didn't know it would pop up on the second screen. My bad.
Okay, no worries. We've got an impromptu match tonight. Truth or Chairs, Justin. They're in action against opponents of Shaquille O'Neal's choice.
Oh yeah, who is it?
Yeah, it is the Hardy Boys. And in a decent match, the Hardy Boys defeat Truth or Chairs when Jeff Hardy submitted the Truth with the Texas Cloverleaf to a sea of booze.
To a sea of booze. To a sea of
To a sea of booze.
And they're gonna boo even more because the Truth
Boo!
broke his ankle.
Oh, the Truth broke his ankle. Oh no!
Not a good start for the Truth.
No. Truth is, that was not a good start. We have here the Shawn Michaels School of Hard Knocks backstage. Of course, Kendo Kashin, Ahmed, and the newest member, Matt Cross, and Shawn Michaels. He says, I want the three of you to pay close attention because tonight I'm going to take the United States Championship and I'm going to bring it to the School of Hard Knocks. And I'm going to prove why I am the face of WCW. Justin, as we move on to our next segment.
We move on. What is the next segment? Oh.
We have here AJ, the story of AJ, Hogan, and Sting. You see, here's what's been going on, Justin. Hollywood Hogan, he came out to the ring and he talks about how, he had the Universal Championship within his fingertips. But he was betrayed, but he was screwed by his own family member, Horace Hogan, and that fake NWO joke. He says, but now that he's taken care of them, he can get back to what matters. And he says, Hollywood Hogan, I don't know how much time, brother, I have to do this. I don't know how much more of this I have, but I want one more championship gold. I want one more big win. And I want to beat the best and prove that I am still the best wrestler in the world, brother. And so he's challenging a man who he's been very impressed with as of late, AJ Styles. And AJ Styles comes out, and of course AJ and Sting have been, friendly. Sting has been in his corner, and Sting grabs a microphone and he basically tells Hogan that, I have faced you as an opponent and I've teamed beside you in this ring. I respect you, but and I mean this with no disrespect, but AJ Styles is the phenomenal one. AJ Styles has won that TV championship, and AJ Styles is going to prove why he's the future of the business. And Hogan, I just, as a friend, rethink this, because listen, you've come back from being almost irrelevant in the last few months. No one wanted to talk about Hogan. No one cared. And you've proven why you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And that actually kind of pisses Hogan off, as you can understandably so. So Hogan says, you know what, I'll prove to you I still have some gas when I beat AJ Styles. And AJ finally perks up and tells Hollywood Hogan, I respect you for what you've done for the history of professional wrestling, but I do not respect you for what you've done for WCW. He says, this company has been on a chokehold from Hogan for far too long, and now it's finally free of that chokehold from Hogan, and I'm not going to let you once again take away the spots of guys like me, guys like CM Punk, guys like Juventud, guys like guys who are considered lesser stars than you. And he says, so I will put the TV title on the line against you, Hulk, and I will prove why your time is over and why now it is the time of the phenomenal one. Ooh. So we have AJ versus Hollywood Hogan for the TV title. Who do you got?
Man, this is giving me major Ric Flair vibes right now. We're running the same angle right now of Hogan and Flair going the one last run together. Give it to Hogan. Yeah.
Well, during the match, right when it looked like AJ Styles was going to win, Sting gets in the ring and he looks over at Hogan and he winks and then interferes on AJ Styles and looks at Sting and looks at Hogan and says, "We're even." And then the announcers call back to when CM Punk was television champion and he faced off against Sting, and Hollywood Hogan interfered and cost CM Punk the U.S. belt against and gave it to Sting. And during that match, he told Sting, brother, I've got your back because they're coming for our spot. And if we want to stay relevant, if we want to stay in the top of our game, we have to work. We have to watch each other's backs. And Justin, it looks like Sting has came to return the favor because he has betrayed AJ Styles. And Justin, Hollywood Hogan is the WCW World Television Champion.
Bro, I hate Sting. That man just turned his back. Oh, I'm not even going to say it, Chad. I don't have the censor bar ready.
That rat bastard.
That rat son of a bitch. Hollywood Hogan is now your television champion. That little scumbag. Does that mean Sting has joined the NWO?
Who knows?
No, that sounds what it sounds like.
Maybe not the NWO, but definitely at the very least has been in cahoots with Hogan again.
Well, that means he's the NWO, brother.
Oh, listen, the NWO has been disbanded.
Oh, well, then we got to change his picture. He's still Hollywood Hogan.
I guess that's fair. But listen, regardless, we go to the next segment, and we see here Hollywood Hogan and Sting. It looks like they hold up the too sweet, and they too sweet each other. The announcers flat out say, "The NWO, God damn it! It's 2003."
I'm gonna kill it with a lethal dose of poison. The new world.
We are here backstage, the Flex Express, Dave Bautista, Lex Luger, and the Quiz. He's so happy to be the member of the Flex Express. Of course,
look,
Dave
Mom,
Bautista.
I'm on pay-per-view again.
Dave Bautista and Lex Luger had a bit of a feud because Lex Luger just called him a less talented version of Lex Luger, to which Dave Bautista whooped his ass. And now Lex Luger has decided to, kind of stick around Dave Bautista. Some say to leech off of his success. He says to tutelage a young superstar, and he's recruited the Quiz as well because he also is a muscular, chiseled masterpiece of a man. And so the Flex Express has formed. And tonight, one of their members, Dave Bautista, has an opportunity to win the United States Championship. And Dave Bautista says just that. He says, you know what? I'm going to take the U.S. Championship. I'm going to win my first singles belt. It's my first ever singles gold. And I'm going to prove why I'm the star of this show.
But your name's not on the bus, so are you really? Are you really the star of the show? It's Lex Luger's group, all right, brother?
It's Lex Luger's bus. Lex Luger's bus.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
But first, we have The Rock, who comes down to the ring. He's got the Universal Championship. And Justin, The Rock is with Rikishi and Joey Matthews wrestled a 6-man tag team. Or no, sorry, it was Rock and the Hearts because Rikishi got hurt. So Rock and the Hearts wrestled against CM Punk and the world's greatest tag team in the weeks leading up to this in a 6-man tag. And Justin, CM Punk handed The Rock his first loss. Now, it wasn't one-on-one, but it was a loss. And ever since then, everyone has been saying CM Punk is the man to beat The Rock. And CM Punk has been cutting scathing promos saying how he spent his entire life dreaming of being a world champion and how he has dreamt of being the best in the world. It's all he's ever wanted to do. He says The Rock came to WCW because he wanted to prove that he was the true megastar professional wrestling, and he wanted to come here because he thought there'd be less stars. But CM Punk is the star, and CM Punk is here to prove that The Rock is nothing more. Well, maybe not overrated. The Rock has been on a hell of a run, but CM Punk is the man to beat it. And CM Punk has been really, Justin, turning people around. CM Punk has been coming out to more and more cheers in the weeks leading up to this. And Justin, the big story has been seeing that The Rock has been visibly annoyed by this. Because, of course, The Rock is the people's champ. And so The Rock has been coming out, cutting these promos, and slowly but surely, it has seemed that CM Punk has been one of the few people that has been able to go toe-to-toe with him in the ring and on the microphone. And so this is the big talk. Is CM Punk finally going to do what no man has been able to do, and that's defeat The Rock one-on-one for that Universal Championship.
Is that up next?
I think CM Punk's entrance is next.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right. No, it's not.
No, I lied. Justin, this match was a classic. They went back and forth. CM Punk kicked out of the Rock Bottom. Everyone lost their minds. CM Rock kicked out of a go to sleep. Everyone lost their minds. CM Punk put the Rock in an anaconda vice. And Rock, to a huge cheers from the crowd. The crowd. There was actually a crowd that said, "Please tap out." And then there was another. The whole story has been there's just mixed reaction from the crowd. But Justin, as the match went on, as CM Punk continued to go toe to toe with the Rock, kicking out of rock bottoms, kicking out of people's elbows, kicking out of spine busters, not giving up. People, the more and more people started turning and cheering for CM Punk. Eventually, CM Punk got a CM Punk chant. The entire arena chanted CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. But Justin, eventually, The Rock, after cheating, was able to put CM Punk in a sharpshooter, and CM Punk, refusing to tap out, passed out from the pain. But The Rock did cheat to get this win. He did not win clean.
The heel turn from The Rock.
And The Rock retains the Universal Championship.
Rock finally turning to the dark side. Unbelievable. I had to mute my mic after you said, I think Punk's entrance is next, and it comes to the match, and I had to mute because I was laughing so goddamn hard. I was so frustrated.
So we move on to the next segment. The Rock is celebrating with his Universal Championship, and he's flagged by Rikishi and Joey Matthews. And I have the segment, The Rock leaves the championship with the belt to a mixed reaction from the crowd because some people, there are CM Punk chants in this crowd, which is not usually The Rock, he has the people. But the people are turning, it seems, on The Rock.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure you didn't have like a special surprise before I made it to the next segment. All right, next segment after this, Chad, is going to be... Oh, I forgot Shono came over. I forgot Shono was here.
We have the Paul Heyman guys here, joined with Raven, of course, and the six-man trios tag team champions, Big Daddy V, Minoru Suzuki, and Shono. And Paul Heyman says, Tonight, the Paul Heyman guys win more gold. You see, I've been trying to prove that Fit Finley isn't worthy of holding the United States Championship. He got lucky when he took the belt from us, and I have made it my mission to get that belt back. So tonight, in Scars and Stripes, my client, Raven, one of the greatest champions in the history of this company, proves once again why he's the man when he brings the United States Championship back to the Paul Heyman guys. I've got a trick or two up my sleeve tonight, and when it's all said and done, you will remember the Paul Heyman guys tonight at Great American Bash. And that is not a prediction, ladies and gentlemen. That is a spoiler.
Is a spoiler. Speaking of spoilers, I put Raw. I put Monday Night Raw on, and I think it glitched. Okay, now it's working. It was
nice.
It was just a stock footage of Tampa. It was just showing the city, and then I had a Royal Rumble gimmick or segment right there, like the logo popped in, and it was supposed to show a recap of the Royal Rumble, but the video never played, and it was just still stock footage of the city while the audio was playing.
Here's Tampa.
Here's Tampa. Oh,
all right, Justin.
Boy.
Keep this here. Keep this here for a minute because we got to really set the stage here. Abyss has been on a run. Of course, Abyss, Justin, hasn't lost a singles match since he's been on Nitro. The man has been on a run. He's beaten Raven, or he beat Rob Van Dam multiple times. He beat Big Daddy V. He beat Minoru Suzuki. He beat Raven. He has been on a run, and eventually this had to happen. This had to come to blows. He challenged Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Rey Mysterio, he told Abyss, you know what? You have been an unbeatable monster, but I've made a career on beating the unbeatable. So Abyss, I look forward to wrestling you, and you're on. And Justin, so eventually the match ended up becoming a Monsters Ball match. And Abyss comes down to the ring with the Wicked trailing beside him. But when he gets to the ramp, he looks at the Wicked and he tells them to get to the back. Abyss, Justin, he doesn't need the Wicked. He's going to do this on his own. Rey Mysterio comes down to the ring. He's got his World Heavyweight Championship. The ref holds it in the air. The match starts, and we have ourselves an unbelievably violent display. I mean, Abyss showed why the Monsters Ball is his match. He came out to the ring with a that like pipe wrapped in barbed wire that he has. He came out to the ring with that. He swung wildly. Rey Mysterio moved out of the way. Rey Mysterio proved why he is also World Heavyweight Champion, taking the fight to Abyss. They fought all over the place. They fought outside the arena. There was a spot where Rey Mysterio was pressed against the barrier and Abyss came running. Rey moved out of the way. Abyss went through the barricade into the crowd. The people went nuts. There were chairs. Abyss put Rey through the announce table. Abyss went to choke slam Rey Mysterio through tacks, but Rey countered it into a hurricanrana and put Abyss through the tacks. The two beat the absolute hell out of each other. Both men were bloodied. Both men were beaten. Rey Mysterio drop kicks Abyss. Abyss goes to the middle rope. Rey Mysterio runs to the other side of the ring, goes for a 619. Abyss uses his hands and grabs onto Rey Mysterio by the throat and brings him back through the ropes and hits a choke slam. 1, 2, kick out. Rey Mysterio kicks out. Damn. Everyone goes nuts. Abyss, what does Abyss need to do to put Rey Mysterio away?
Kill him.
Rey Mysterio slowly gets back to his feet with a crowd cheering, Rey Mysterio, this is awesome. Rey gets back to his feet. Abyss goes for another choke slam. Rey Mysterio is able to counter it with a missile drop kick and then another hurricanrana back onto the ground. He goes to the top rope. He's going for a frog splash. Abyss moves out of the way. He slams, frog splashes onto those tacks. Abyss covers. 1, 2. Rey Mysterio kicks out again.
You gotta kill him, Abyss.
Is so
rip his head off.
Frustrated. Abyss says enough is enough. He goes out to the ring and he grabs that barbed wire pipe. And he stands up and he's waiting and he's waiting and he's waiting. And Rey Mysterio gets up onto his feet. He turns. Abyss hits him in the face with the pipe. He falls to the ground. Abyss goes 1, 2, and then while that's happening, running down to the ring, the Paul Heyman guys. Oh. They run into the ring. They break up the pin. There's a flurry. Suzuki, Big Daddy V, they're beating everyone down. They're beating Abyss down. They're beating Rey Mysterio down. And then you hear the music of Rob Van Dam, who comes down to the ring with his Money in the Bank briefcase. He looks over at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, of course, looks at Rob Van Dam, says, thank you, and then steps aside as Rob Van Dam takes his Money in the Bank briefcase and he cashes it in. Justin, this match is a 3-way. Abyss is down. Rey Mysterio's down. Rob Van Dam climbs to the top rope. Frog splash on Rey Mysterio. 1, 2, 3. We have a new World Heavyweight Champion. Rob Van Dam cashes in. Paul Heyman said the Paul Heyman guys were bringing gold to the group. He said he had a trick up his sleeve. Ladies and gentlemen, here was the trick. Rob Van Dam is back, and he has taken the World Heavyweight Championship. He couldn't beat Abyss one-on-one. He couldn't beat Rey Mysterio one-on-one. Paul Heyman told him, if you work with me, I can bring you the gold. He got suspended, and while he was gone, Justin, we can only assume Paul Heyman got in his ear. Rob Van Dam is your World Heavyweight Champion. To a sea of booze.
Boo. Boo. I was not ready for that. Let's go.
Yeah. Paul Heyman and Rob Van Dam, they shake hands, and Rob Van Dam holds his world championship in the ring. We have a backstage segment from Fit Finlay. Fit Finlay tells Jeremy Borash, when I got into professional wrestling, I wanted to be a champion. But more than being a champion, I wanted to prove that I could be a guy that this company that my company called upon to deliver and put on main event matches. I'm the United States champion, and it's been my dream to main event a pay-per-view and to defend my championship in the main event, to prove that I am, no matter how old I am, I can still be that guy. And people have been trying to say in the weeks leading up to this that I don't deserve to be here, that I'm a fluke champion. Well, Jeremy Borash, tonight, I've heard what everyone else has to say. I've heard The Idol. I've heard Dave Batista. I've heard Raven. I've heard from Shawn Michaels and Samoa Joe. I don't care what they have to say. Tonight, it's time to fight, and I love to fight. So I'm done talking. I'll see you all out there. As Fit Finley then beelines right down to the ring with his U.S. Championship belt. We have Stars and Stripes. The match is an absolute barn burner. There's the 6 men. There's just, I mean, it's the typical.
Who are the 6
ladder
men?
Match, multi-man ladder match. Yeah. So we have The Idol.
Yep.
We have Dave Batista.
Yep.
We have Raven.
Yep.
We have Samoa Joe.
Yep.
We have Shawn Michaels, and we have Fit.
Oh, we haven't heard from Shawn tonight.
Yeah, we had Shawn Michaels with the School of Hard Knocks with Matt Cross, Lash LaRue, with Kendo, Ahmed, and Matt Cross.
I was grabbing my food at that point. My bad.
No, you're good. No worries.
I didn't want my food in the hallway.
This match was a bit of a train wreck as far as chaos. I mean, you can arguably understand. I mean, there were run-ins everywhere. None, the School of Hard Knocks. At one point, Samoa Joe was climbing the ropes, and as he was getting ready to go grab the ropes, Lash LaRue tipped the ladder. Sorry, not Lash LaRue. Matt Cross tipped the ladder over, and Samoa Joe fell to the ringside, right? Which, of course, was enough is enough, because the Shamrock, the Lions Academy, Shamrock and the boys, they ran in, and they were brawling with Ahmed, who came out with, and Matt Cross. Shawn Michaels had people run in. Samoa Joe, obviously, people run in. At one point, Dave Batista was climbing up the ring, and there was a botched interference from Lex. So we had the Flex Express run in. We had at one point Fit Finley looked like he was about to get the briefcase, or not the briefcase, the belt. He was climbing up. He had it won. The announcer was like, "Here's your chance, Finley. Here's your chance to prove them wrong." And as that was happening, his friend Canyon at ringside was cheering him on. And then Justin Finley looks over and he sees behind Canyon is the new world heavyweight champion, Rob Van Dam, and the Paul Heyman guys, as they grab Canyon by the arms. Remember, he's injured, and Minoru Suzuki has a steel chair, and he motions that he's going to slug. He's going to slug Chris Canyon in the head with a chair. And Fit Finley, he has to decide: do I grab my belt or do I save my friend? And Fit Finley, from the ladder, dives off the ladder into the Paul Heyman guys, takes them all out. But in that madness, Justin, one man was able to capitalize on the chaos.
Don't say it.
One man was able to climb the ladder and get the United States Championship. And Justin, his name
I'm going to hit next segment. I want to hit next segment. I'm going to read it, and I'm mad. Oh. That's not who I thought at all.
Shawn Michaels defeats 5 other men.
I wanted to do it.
And wins the United States Championship.
I was hoping Raven got it, or the Idol. The Idol would have been sick.
So I had Finley at one point retaining, and then I had Idol retaining, and then I had Raven with an upset win. My issue is with Raven winning.
Raven's not an upset win.
No, sorry, not an upset win. Sorry, that wasn't what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But if Raven wins, I felt like it would take away from Rob Van Dam.
How?
So I didn't, and then Shawn Michaels was furious when the Idol won. So I changed it up.
You are Tony Khan. You're letting your people push you around.
Listen, Shawn Michaels won the Scars and Stripes ladder match, and if we go to the next segment,
hurry up. Raw's on. I'm missing the fucking opening promo.
As we go to the next segment, Shawn Michaels stands tall at Great American Bash with the United States Championship.
Ah, man. Damn. 89. Another 89. One for the good guys.
I thought that was a pretty solid show as far as storytelling.
It was
that Rob Van Dam surprise was wild.
One of your best. I
Thank
really
you. I
enjoyed
appreciate
it. Maybe if you took 2 months in between every show, it'd be good.
to reset my batteries.
It's not even resetting your batteries. I think you have the batteries. I don't know what it is sometimes. I think you booking a separate save has rejuiced you.
Yeah, same.
All right. That is Great American Bash. We'll see you for No Mercy and Bash at the Beach. See ya. Oh, shit. Wrong one. I keep hitting